Over the past 3.5 years, the Obama administration has tested our patience on any number of issues: Obamacare, massive new debt, violations of basic American freedoms. But on one front, we finally reached our breaking point: the continued incompetence and outright dishonesty of Eric Holder. Let's review the storied career of one of America's worst attorneys general. Holder made his first waves as the nation's chief law enforcement officer with a message that has come to be commonplace during his tenure: that America is a nation with deep racist undertones. Here's what he said only a few days into his service as Attorney General.
To get to the heart of this country, one must examine its racial soul. Though this nation has proudly thought of itself as an ethnic melting pot, in things racial, we have always been, and we, I believe, continue to be, in too many ways, essentially a nation of cowards.
Think about that phenomenal statement. The first Black Attorney General of the United States, appointed by the first Black President of the United States, thinks that America has racial issues. But this was just the beginning. Here are some of Holder's worst moments from the past few years.
Have you read the Arizona law?
I have not had a chance to. I've glanced at it. I have not read it.
It's 10 pages. It's a lot shorter than the health care bill, which was 2,000 pages long.
I mean, we're in the process now of talking to Mr. Shahzad to try to understand what it is that drove him to take the action he took.
But radical Islam could have been one of the reasons?
There are a variety of reasons why people...
But was radical Islam one of them?
There are a variety of reasons why people do these things. Some of them are potentially religious-based.
Okay, but all I'm asking is if you think among those variety of reasons, radical Islam might have been one of the reasons that the individuals took the steps that they did.
We see, you say radical Islam. I mean, I think those people who espouse a version of Islam that is not...
Are you uncomfortable attributing any of their actions to radical Islam? It sounds like...
No, I don't want to say anything negative about a religion that is not appropriate.
I'm not talking about a religion.
Like
I'm talking about radical Islam. I'm not talking about the general religion.
Attorney General Eric Holder is once again raising some eyebrows with comments about race. He told the New York Times some of his critics are motivated by their animus against his boss, President Obama. Quote, "This is a way to get at the president because of the way I can be identified with him, both due to the nature of our relationship and, you know, the fact that we're both African American."
Does it surprise you that these boxes, 5 boxes, represent just what one gun dealer gave us voluntarily? Well, in fact, this seems to be all the information you have responsive to our subpoena. Does it cause you to think that, in fact, we believe you were withholding documents?
Can you give me a case in United States history where a enemy combatant caught on a battlefield was tried in civilian court?
I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I think that, you know, the determination I've made...
We're making history here, Mr. Attorney General. I'll answer it for you. The answer is no.
Have you and your attorneys produced internally the materials responsive to the subpoenas?
We believe that we have responded to the subpoena.
No, Mr. Attorney General, you're not a good witness. A good witness answers the question asked. So let's go back again.
There you have it. 3.5 years of Eric Holder as Attorney General, and what do we have to show for it? Allegations that the American people are racist, a consistent inability to acknowledge the threat from radical Islam, and shameless obstruction of Congress's investigation into the Fast and Furious scandal. Not exactly a record to be proud of. While we don't think Eric Holder is very good at his job, we do assume that he takes his role as a public servant seriously, which is why he should realize that the biggest service he could provide to the public is to step down as soon as possible. Restoring integrity to our Justice Department depends on it. That's this week's Freedom Minute.